So, how are you?
I'm okay. I am currently in my studio, and I'm in Israel, Jerusalem. So now it's like nighttime, and just finishing the day. To be honest, had a busy day. So yeah, that's basically it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I have a few questions for you. I just honestly, well, wanted to thank you for creating the content. I know PE teachers like myself are so grateful for when great content comes out that we can share with our students, and it's so visually appealing and just fun. I have to admit, it was another one of my PE teachers, and I looked over because the students were doing the Macarena, we were doing coordination, and I look over and I'm just like, they're doing the Macarena, but I was like, I know the Macarena, but things look different the way they're doing it. And so I was introduced to your content via my coworker, and so when I had found more of your content, I introduced other things to my students, and we've had a great time. So I want to thank you for that. But yeah, I just wanted to find out a little bit more about you, and just make this video so that we can see what you're doing behind the scenes. And one of the things that I want to do is I aspire to continue to make content, but I want to make sure our community is grateful for all of the work that's being put in. So you being a great example of that, I just wanted to spend some time and highlight you so that they know that we need other people to continue to make things, to make all of this work together. And I wanted to give you that highlight really quick. So um, if we could just, if I want to ask, what do you do for a living?
All right. So definitely, I'm going to explain what I do for a living, as long as you promise to also give me a bit of a background about what you're doing right now. I know that you're in Dubai,
Yes,
which
my
is
pleasure.
awesome. So I want to hear. But what I do for a living, what I've been doing for a living until COVID-19 hit, was I had an entertainment business. So we were doing private events as DJs, musicians, bands, and dancers. So I ran a company which is branded under DJ Raphi, the same name as I use today for all my videos, but the bigger name is Premium Entertainment, and we have like quite a big staff, and we have an office, and it was really really working well and awesome. We would also work abroad and locally here in Israel. We would do weddings, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, which is like the celebration when a young boy or young girl turn into an adult when they're 12 or 13. So that was like we were like basically, I think, one of the biggest companies in the country that provided DJs and bands for these kind and type of events. And I think our unique proposal for what we did is that all of our DJs, which by the way, we also had male and female. We have about 5 male and 3 female DJs. They're absolutely awesome. And our unique approach to events is that the DJs are dancers. So
Mm.
they would basically DJ in the live set and get the party going, but then they would also step into the crowd and basically kind of motivate them. So just like as I would do with the cha-cha slide, they would basically, me and the other DJs, we would also go in and basically just perform these different dances and have everyone follow us. So that was our unique proposition. COVID-19 hit, and then we had to not shut that down, put it on pause is the
Hmm.
correct way to put that. And since then, I've been focusing a lot on YouTube. It's actually funny. Like I only uploaded my first dance video, like I would say the professional dance video, first one, which is the cha-cha slide, on the 9th of March 2020.
Wow.
So it's relatively new. And now we're on 2nd of March
Almost a
2021. So
year.
it hasn't even almost a year. So I've been focusing on that. I've been uh, investing a lot of time and effort into that channel. So it looks like it's been paying off, which is really awesome. I've been doing a lot of live Zoom DJ events, which is something
Mm.
that I never thought that I could do. But I find myself doing that both for private events, but a lot of schools that I've been performing for, especially a lot in the States. That I get up with my DJ equipment. I have my studio here, and I'm DJing and dancing, and everyone's following me, and they recognize me from the videos. So that's been uh, quite amazing that I've been able to do that. Um, and now in Israel, we are actually, I think, over 50% of us are vaccinated. So
Okay.
we're opening up our economy and events literally next week. So
Mm.
hopefully, I'll be back doing live events as well. Please God, waiting for that to happen. So that's where I'm at right now. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, I'll share a little bit about myself. I do live in Dubai currently. I'm a physical education teacher out here. I am from the U.S. I taught before in the Washington D.C. area. Lived in Maryland, taught in D.C. and Southeast D.C. I was hitting one of those ages where it's just like I need to make a decision. I was about to turn 30. I said, "Do I buy a house or do I go live abroad?" And so, living abroad, one, I just needed a major change in having a different experience in a different country, won my heart over rather than going into more debt. So, I've been in Dubai going on 3 years now at my current school, looking to take another leap of faith into next school year. But yeah, I've enjoyed it so far. The school is great, kids are great. But during COVID, I mean, it's almost a year since I said we got kicked out of school. So COVID happened, and we're like, "What's going on?" And we turn around and they're like, "You're not coming back to school at all for the rest of the
Mm,
year." And we're just like, "What?" So that was a something totally different. I've always been interested in, making videos and things like that. So that time at home, granted we were still teaching online, so always been a little tech savvy. Having a little bit more time to step up my content and be a little bit more intentional in the videos that I was creating for my students really opened my eyes up to creating this digital material that can just be used over and over and over again. And I found that once I put more effort into it, I didn't have to speak as much. And one of the things that we need so much is our voice. So being able to have that live example for the students and being able to replay it or make a GIF that is reoccurring, and so that I can go spend more time with students who either need more help or go spend more time giving suggestions for students who got it and need an extra challenge. So that's one thing that I've appreciated that COVID has allowed us to do. All of the extra content that's been coming up that is so needed. And so yeah, that's just a brief thing on me. I'm just teaching. What
that's
we've been at
awesome.
school. Fortunately, my school, we have been in school the entire school year, all from 1 week in January. Outside of that, I've been at school pretty much what 98% of the school year, and we have still distance
Mm,
learning, so managing, I mean, I feel like a DJ right at school. So I have kids in front
right.
of me and I got kids online, and I'm just like, going back and forth, making sure this
Right.
one falls, are you okay? Then we're back online, like, oh yeah, you have your hand up. So lots of
Right.
multitasking, but so far so good, so far so good.
Right.
Okay, so I really
That's cool.
appreciate yeah. I appreciate the business structure that you have, or the one that may be on pause, but has the potential to continue. So, I was going to ask, how long have you been dancing, or we could just say, how long have you been DJing and dancing?
Right. So this is like a common question that I get because people are like, "Wait, are you a dancer? Are you a DJ? Do you beatbox? What's your story?" And it's always a bit complicated because I do a lot of those things, and it's like I don't put an emphasis on a specific thing. I kind of put my energy into all of it. So I started drumming when I was 10 years old. In school, it's just I found that it was something that I enjoyed. I enjoyed music. My father is a musician. And I got into drumming, and it was really something that I connected to the beat. I was actually born in South Africa,
Mm.
so I have the African rhythm, if you want to put it that way. But I wasn't into sports at all, to be honest. And that you're a PE teacher, which is, oh my gosh, but
No, it's
I did
okay. It's
not.
okay.
I did, I did not enjoy sports. I was rather bullied when it came to that kind of thing. But I found my space in music. And then from that, I needed to learn kind of how to keep that rhythm going while I was growing up, because we didn't have a drum set. My parents could not afford a drum set at the time. And the way that I would memorize all the different beats was through my mouth. I would just kind of, like mimic all the sounds that I was learning. And long story short, I realized that I was doing beatbox. And from beatboxing, I was introduced into breakdancing, because it's
Mm.
like kind of like the hip hop culture. And someone saw me do beatboxing, and I was getting kind of good at it. And I started winning competitions locally. And I was introduced to breakdancing. And uh, through breakdancing, I was introduced into DJing, because at these breakdancing events, you'd always have a DJ that would,
Oh my God.
bring the music and bring the energy into the events. And I really liked that energy that the DJ would bring. So that's how I got into DJing, and I ended up traveling all over the world and being at different competitions and winning the nationals a couple of times. So I really took it to the next level. And then I got married when I was young. So I got married when I was 23.
Mm.
I have kids. I have twins, boy and a girl. And what happened was is that I realized that I could probably make a living out of this, doing these private events and corporate events, and maybe performing at schools. So that's how that came up about. So I've been DJing and dancing this whole time. Just, I think breakdancing I stopped professionally about 5 years ago, just because physically it's impossible to keep that up. But I realized that it's very easy to just, do basic dancing, and
Mm.
people really connected with that. I remember my first like private event that I did for some people. I was the DJ. I wasn't intending on dancing. I was just playing the music that they wanted me to play, like a prom,
Mm-hmm.
like just like the fun basic music. But I realized that like not everyone was dancing. Like they didn't know how to move, or like they were just kind of standing there and maybe drinking something. I don't know. It just didn't seem like they were having the best time that they could. So I went like literally down the stairs into like the crowd, and I started moving. I was like, all right, everyone follow me. All right, here we go. And then like slowly, people started catching on. And then I'm like, after 2 minutes, I'm like, wait, I gotta go mix that song. I gotta swap the song. So I like ran up, swapped the song, came back down, and then I kept on doing that, and that became my signature. And then yeah, that's how I slowly built the business.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we know that COVID pretty much. My next question, the answer is COVID. What made you bring your resources to YouTube? Pretty much. So, like, what's the story with you saying, okay, this is COVID. What do I do now? What was this? Just like, okay, YouTube is the answer.
So it's funny because like some people say I didn't have an intention of like doing something with YouTube, and then suddenly it just worked out. So with me, it's kind of a mix of both. As soon as COVID hit, I was planning on uploading some dance videos. I wasn't sure exactly why. It was more for like local events that I could kind
Hmm.
of send out a video and have people dance to it before I come to the event, get them all excited. That was like the basic idea. I've done it before with other Israeli music, which you can
Mm.
also find on my YouTube channel. It's older stuff. And I've really done that. I have like Israeli dances that I would send out to schools or whatever, and people would learn the dances. And then I would come and do a show with them, and I would do the dance together. But when COVID hit, um, it was like the cha-cha slide was like the first video, and I said, you know what, I have to still have my presence and dancing energy out there. Um, and then slowly with time, I kind of realized like, whoa, people are stuck at home and they don't have anything to do and they're bored and they need something to bring their mood up and their energy up. And I wasn't even thinking about like PE or schools or anything. And I invested a lot of time into like uploading even vlogs talking about like what I'm going through, like 5 tips for not to not get bored during COVID, like all like the regular beginner stuff that a lot of people are doing just to get some views. And I was like, yeah, YouTube's gonna be the thing. I'm investing in it. And like my videos are getting like 100 views a week,
Yeah.
and like 150 views a second week. And I'm like, woo, it's like it's getting there, and another vlog and another video. And I would put so much effort into these vlogs and these videos, and nothing was working out. And then I uploaded Follow the Leader. Because I did I just kept on going back to the studio, doing some dances and trying this because
Hmm.
I didn't know if it was going to work or not. And like some people said, oh, I like the video. Nothing crazy. Like my family, woo, good job, Rafi. But not more than that. I wasn't sure. And then I started to really look into how the algorithm works in YouTube and
Hmm.
how SEO works. And I suddenly came across the most amazing, I would say, plugin called TubeBuddy on YouTube. And I don't know if you're familiar with that,
No.
TubeBuddy.
Okay.
So I will send you the exact name, but TubeBuddy is basically a plugin that you have on your Chrome or on
Hmm.
your Safari, whatever. And it opens up behind the scenes of YouTube.
Hmm.
So it will show you what people tag on their videos, how many views they have. It will show you information about your own videos that you had no idea. It will show you which keywords would be the best for this video and what would be the best title to put on, depending on SEO and search impact. So there's so much that I realized that I could do behind the scenes to help promote my videos. So that's all I did. I went into Cha-Cha Slide. I changed all the keywords to things that were relevant, that this SEO engine told me that I should try. And slowly but surely, the views were growing steadily. So it was like 1,000 a week, then 1,500 a week, and then 2,000 a week. And I saw that this is actually working. So I did this for the Follow the Leader as well.
Hmm.
And I changed the thumbnails, and suddenly was reaching 10,000 views a week. I'm like, what's happening? Okay, let's upload another video. So then we did the Macarena, and that blew up. And
That was a
then with
big
that
one.
blowing up, then also Follow the Leader started following that, and then Cha-Cha Slide just went way over them. And then I'm like, oh no, it's like working. I gotta make more videos. If I don't make more videos, it's just gonna stop because
Hmm.
that's how YouTube works. It wants to see that you're constantly uploading. So that's how it's just started going. And I'll tell you what I realized is that for me at least, I knew that I had to invest some amount of money to
Hmm.
make this work. So, like you were asking, like your original question was just about COVID. How did I even get to uploading these videos? Um, what happened is that I said, all right, how much money will one video cost me? So let's say whatever. Let's say it's like $500, which is it's actually a bit more of it. Let's say it's $500.
Hmm.
So then I say, all right. So I want to upload until the end of 2020 10 videos. So I need $5,000. Do I have that money to invest? So then I kind of like say like, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? So I could have kind of took the leap of faith, and I invested into the filming, into helping maybe some people build the choreography sometimes. If it's the studios that I have to rent out, these white studios, it's not green screen.
I know.
There's 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 only one video that's green screen, which I don't know if you could guess. I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but there's only one video that's green screen, and the rest are all this like luxury white room that is like the only one in Israel. And I was so lucky to find it. And then, besides that, we have the graphic designer. So I don't do the graphics for my own videos. There is one video that I did that for, or two, but mostly I use other people to help me. A, they're more professional, and B, I don't have the time to invest in that. So while I'm thinking of dances and building the choreographies and practicing and the filming and the editing, they're doing their graphic design. I'm uploading the video. So like I would say every video takes like a month to make, to create every single video, between 3 weeks and a month. And I've done videos that took me shorter, but they were just less successful. So the more I invest time and effort and money into the videos, the more they're successful. So I took the leap of faith, and in the meantime, it's been paying off. And just to kind of like put this into perspective, I had no idea what PE was until 2 months ago. I did not know what PE even meant. I thought they were like P. So yeah, like I'm like, what is P? PE? Are they like, are they dissing me? Is this a diss? Yeah, we do this with P. I'm like, what? So yeah, so I started learning that it's actually physical fitness kind of
The
thing.
only thing
Um,
that I will warn you, since you're new to the term of physical education, just don't call us gym teachers. That is our
all right,
biggest pet peeve. Don't call us gym teachers. Gym is a location, it is a place where education takes place, but that is not our occupation to be the gym teacher. So, as long if it's new to you,
I'm
that's
writing
the
that
only
down.
thing. Just don't call. That's how you'll lose all of your PE followers if you call us gym teachers. No. That's
All right,
awesome. That's awesome.
awesome.
That was one of the things. Another thing that just gravitated me to your video. Like I love all of the graphics and things of that nature. Now, one thing that I personally would like to help bring to light is lately, because everybody's at home and we're trying to make all these resources and things like that. COVID has not necessarily allowed us to do things properly, right? So the next question I have is, how are you selecting your songs, and how um are you going the route of legally getting like the rights to be able to use the music or something like that? Because I feel like a lot of us, and I'm guilty of it too at times, we're just going and snatching stuff wherever we want, and we're just uploading things that is not necessarily the proper protocol. But are there anything that you're following to say, okay, so you got the cha-cha slide, you have the Macarena. Was there anything that you had to do to make sure that you can use that original music?
Right. So that's a very important question, and it's good that you asked that. So I'll start with um, I'll start with that, and then I'll go into why I choose specific songs. So as soon as you upload a video with material, music, or a part of a video that does not belong to you by copyright, you will get a copyright claim. What the
Hmm.
copyright claim means is that any ad revenue that you get on that video will go directly to the person or the um, group that owns the copyrights. It is not a strike on your channel, it's only a copyright. And it allows you to show that video as long as you don't dispute, which means like, oh no, I do own this music, and then you make money on that, then they'll take your video off. You can get a strike on your channel, I would presume. But as long as you don't do that and you let them make the ad revenue, so they don't mind because they're making money
Hmm.
off views that you're getting. Um, and like one thing that's very important to kind of put out there is that in the description, I always put like no copyright infringement. This is not on purpose. This is not music that I own. This is music owned by ta ta ta. This is the title. This is the person that wrote the music. So I never say like this is original material. I always kind of say no copyright claim over here.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is not my music. And I've never encountered a problem. Well, that's actually not true. I was going to say I mostly haven't encountered a problem. I did once, and my video was blocked automatically.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a song by an Israeli musician, and the owner of the media group was actually an American company. So I sent to the singer himself like a message via, I don't know, LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram, one of those. And I said like, hey, I've made this video. If you could please just allow me to upload it. You can still have the copyrights and still make the money off the ad revenue. It would really mean a lot to me because I think kids would enjoy this video. So it took about 2 weeks for him to answer me, but I kind of like did nudged him and nudged his managers. And eventually they said, all right, we like the video, you can upload it and we will allow it. So they have the option on their side to just
Mm.
go click, enable, and that's it. They also have the option of taking off your copyright completely. And I've had that with some videos on my channel that kind of, I don't know why, but in the middle, they decided, you know what, enjoy, no copyright claim.
Aw,
So then, yeah, so then you can make a bit of money on that. It's not like, it's not the reason I'm doing this,
understood.
but it's just nice because it covers some of the costs. So that's just something to put out there. You will get blocked by some countries
Right.
automatically, like Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia. For some reason, they
Mm.
block you if it's a copyright claim.
Well, that brings you to my next point. So I'm happy that you were able to discuss that because that is something that's important. Some people that go on YouTube, it may not always be about the money, but there is money to be made, right? But if you are continuously using, music that you don't have the rights to, you're forfeiting that money to other places, which is, is fine, right? So, with that being said, do you have any plans to come up with any original material, any music that does belong to you, or just to be able to continue and make sure that you're taken care of on your side?
100%. It sounds like I've written the questions, and I'm like, please ask me these questions. Great questions. I want to get my ideas out there. I want everyone to know what I'm doing. These are great questions, Abby. I got
Thank
to
you.
say. I'm going to answer that question. I just wanted to quickly go back to like the second part of the question that I was supposed to give you with how I choose the songs.
Okay.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, please.
So, so there's a few. This is like these are like some tips for anyone out there. The reason, like, why would someone upload music that you don't own, like to video? Like, if you're not making money off YouTube, then why do it? Like, so the reason you do it is because you want exposure and you want
Hmm.
people to find you and you want them to subscribe to you so that later on you can upload original material and make on that money
Hmm.
eventually, and maybe get sponsorships and different ideas and different opportunities, because YouTube is an amazing place for opportunities. I think it's actually the best place for opportunities more than any other platform. Instagram comes straight after that. But I'm a big believer in YouTube because of what's happened to me and my channel in the past year. So in terms of choosing the songs, like I can tell you now, Cha-Cha Slide, Follow the Leader, Macarena, I did not even think about. Like, why would I do that? It's just dances that I knew that when I did them live, people really enjoyed them. Like it was just like it got everyone going. So I was
Hmm.
like, all right, I know these dances, let's go. So then I started like kind of going onto Google Trends. So Google Trends is kind of like a platform on Google that allows you to see what other people are searching for at
Hmm.
a certain amount of time. So I would say, I don't know, I would look for line dancing. And I would see kind of like during during 2020, this term was searched, I don't know, a million times. Then I look for Macarena. Then I look for Cupid Shuffle. And then you'll see kind of like these like spikes and during these specific times during the month or during the year that people are looking for Cupid Shuffle. So it just kind of gives you like an idea of maybe what people are looking for on Google. But then I would also go onto YouTube and do the same thing. And with TubeBuddy, you could tell how what the search volume is for each of these terms. And if you would also, for by the way, like "Can't Stop the Feeling,"
Mm-hmm.
so that song has like, I don't know, 1.5 billion views. So everyone's looking for that song all the time just to listen to it. So eventually, they're going to look for "Can't Stop the Feeling," and they may kind of, which one do I want? Oh, what's this? And then they go in and they're like, what is he doing? Is this Justin Timberlake? I don't think it's Justin Timberlake. Oh, he's doing a dance? Okay, cool. Like, subscribe. And that's all you need. So you never know where your followers are going to come from, but it could be from people that are just looking for the song, not for the dance. But then they find the dance and they find it interesting and fun. So that's what I would be doing with all my songs. And also, I ask my community. So I don't know if you can notice, but on a lot of the comments, like the top comment,
Mm-hmm.
the pinning comment on the videos is like, any suggestions for other videos. So people just give their feedback, and like I also do that on a lot of the Facebook pages of PE. So I ask for suggestions, and I'm always getting these different ideas. Some are more relevant, some are less. A lot of them are like more kind of kiddish, babyish. Some are like more old school,
Baby
like the
shark.
Cupid Shuffle. Right, right. But like some of them are really awesome. So it gives me also a broader idea of what people are waiting for, what they're looking for. But also, like, I will do like a trending song, like blinding lights, or blinded
Mm-hmm.
by the lights by The Weekend. So
Yes.
it's like the Super Bowl song. So like that's definitely come across. My thoughts. Should I do a dance to that? Because it's a song that everyone loves. So why not make a dance for that? So
That's
that's
awesome.
basically how I run my choices.
That's good. That actually, I'm happy you asked. That was actually a question as well, as to how you
All
pick
right.
that stuff. Um, so great.
What was
I'm.
your other question that I didn't answer? I
Oh, your
forgot.
original choreography or
Original
songs and
choreography.
music, like music and.
Yes, yes, 100%, 100%. So in my studio, well, we also create music, and we have music producers that work with us, and we are looking at creating our own kind of line dancing
Okay.
in the near future. We still want to kind of grow a bit. We feel that if we would like let out a song that is not known at all, it wouldn't succeed as much, and it would kind of look like a flop. So we're waiting to grow our community a bit more
Mm-hmm.
before we do that. Even though I must say, like we just did the Bubble It song. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see the booklet. We did a booklet this week.
Right. So it's funny because people are like hashtagging Bubble It on like Twitter and Instagram. And that wasn't a thing before we uploaded it. No one knew the song. This is like really a song from nowhere. And actually, the song itself is actually like not such an appropriate song, to be honest. But I
Mm,
cleaned it. I took out
nice.
all the bad words and I changed it from being about parties and whatever, alcohol, to about bubbles, blowing bubbles and dancing, which is cool because that's like kind of like like I wouldn't say that's my thing, but I'm very cautious about the material that I upload and what I want people to see of me. So I'm very like kind of traditional, that like all ages fun. Like that's my type of
We
vibe.
appreciate it. Thank you on the behalf of PE Nation. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. We
Sure.
appreciate Kids Bop. Kids Bop saves my life every time. Like, you know how they take a song, they clean it up, they change the words, but I just know that as soon as I press it, or we know that when we go to your channel that we don't have to worry about, like, we view everything first pretty much, but it's like I don't have to worry about any secret words coming out that the kids are going to catch on to. So that's pretty awesome.
Right.
I want to thank you so much for the time that you spent thus far. I have one more question for you.
Sure.
I don't want to call it a hat just in case it's not, but your headwear, it looks like it's very significant in your appearance. So, could
I
you
have
give
a
us a
few more
little?
here. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw your behind the scenes videos. Look like you came with multiple of them. What's the story behind your headwear?
So, all right. So I'm trying to think where should I approach this, but there's a few things, but I can tell you that as a Jew living in Israel, uh, I'm a traditional Jew, so we wear something called a kippah, yarmulke, which is like a little circle thing that we wear on our heads. So
Yes.
that's how I was raised, and I've been wearing that for my whole life. And what happened was is that I would go to these breakdancing events, and I would get these looks of like, I don't think you should be here. Like, if you are like a whatever a modern Orthodox Jew, it's not as appropriate to be at a dancing event. And I
Mhm.
would say like that is not true, and I'll prove you wrong. And we ended up winning a lot of the competitions, and people didn't even notice that. But what I realized is that people kind of immediately kind of decide who you are, what you are, depending on what you show and what you wear. And I said, what will happen if I just wear a hat? So then when I wore a hat, I was just kind of like everybody. And
Mm.
then I wasn't like stereotyped. I was like kind of seen as everyone. But then my uniqueness came out as like he's unique because he's unique and not because he is a believer, modern Orthodox in a certain type of religion. And that's why he's special because he's is like that. So
Mhm.
I started wearing a hat when I was a bit younger. Um, and then I really like enjoyed just wearing these hats. And I have a lot of different types of hats. I'll show you what I have here.
Nice.
But let's see if I can get them all. So yeah, so all right, I got them. All right, so these are just like fun hats that I love just like wearing. So it says, I don't know if you can see, it says kosher
Yes.
on it. So this is I have a sponsor on the last video that I uploaded called Latinos, which is like a Latin music video. It's absolutely awesome. So they I had a sponsor for them, and this is a company, and they've been giving me all these awesome hats. So I've been wearing these for a couple of months now,
Nice.
and they're so much fun. They're so comfortable, and I have also, of course, like spare hats like these. Um, it started off with a very simple black hat, but then
Mhm.
like with time, I would only buy like the premium pork pie hats from England. I would fly to London, and I would go to the market, and I would find these hats, and I would buy them for like £50 each, and I would buy like three at a time. And then like it became my signature, and since then I've been wearing them. So it's been 7 years I've been wearing these type of hats. So yeah, that's the story basically.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to ask you two things and then I'll speak to you. Okay. So go ahead and tell us everywhere that we can find you, your content, where we can follow you, all of that good stuff.
Sure. So you can first of all look me up first and foremost on YouTube. Just search DJ Raphi. So that's DJ, new word Raphi, not an F. I know that you want to put an F, but it's not an F. It's PHI. And that's it. That's how you find me on YouTube. On Instagram, same thing. At DJ Raphi.
Mucha sabrosura, proyecto uno otra vez con mi gente de Real to Real.